just gonna wait for everybody to come back. All right, in the meantime, today is November 9th already. I feel like 2024 has just ripped by really quick as it is. Holy man, we're already into November. It's going to be Christmas right away. And for, I guess, my American viewers, it's going to be Thanksgiving soon. Hello, Brenda. Welcome. Hello to Nora. Yeah, I had to do the thing. I don't know why this happens almost every time. It's like every other time that I go live, the screen orientation is stuck in portrait when I definitely set it to landscape or horizontal or whatever. So there's no way to fix it once I actually go live. So I have to like stop the stream and start a brand new one. It's a pain in the butt. But yeah, I'm glad you guys all found the new stream. Hello and welcome. Nora would like a reading today. And I saw, oh, Princess K. Okay, Princess K, a message from maternal grandfather. Is he okay and does he have guidance? Okay. We'll just write that down on our list. You know, it's funny, speaking of maternal grandparents, or in this case, maternal grandfather, today is November 9th, and it would have been my grandpa's birthday as well, my mom's father. I called him Papa. He was the only grandpa I had growing up because my paternal grandpa passed away before I was born. And yeah, he was kind of on my mind today. So it's funny that you mentioned wanting a message from your maternal grandfather, because I've been thinking about my maternal grandfather since I woke up this morning. Okay. I'm doing well, Nora. Thank you. And hope you're doing well also. Imelda and Just Anne would like one too. Okay. Now, before I get too far ahead, I'm going to just keep looking at the chat here. Okay. Oh, hello, Vernie. Welcome. I've been thinking about you. Okay, so Nora, what did you want a reading on? I can't see any comments like specifying what you want your reading on. And also Imelda. Okay, so Just Anne is looking for guidance, moving. Okay. So we'll write that down. You're moving house and looking for guidance. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Imelda, anxiety again. And just looking for guidance. Yeah, I can understand that. I'm sorry you're dealing with that right now. We can definitely get some guidance and some words of comfort for you. And then, okay. We had Wendy MM wants to know if she should move back to Canada. I could be a little bit biased because that's where I am. I think Canada is a pretty good place. It's not perfect. Our government's definitely not perfect, but we do have rights here and we have better access to medical care as far as I know. But we'll get a look at the cards and maybe Spirit's perspective on that. Because again, like I said, I'm a little biased because I am from Canada. I do like it here. Okay, so Nora, thanks for your super chat. I really appreciate that. Okay, so it looks like new employer. What does the new employer think of you and how the relationship will be in the future? Okay. Without getting too into what I call third party, which is when we're reading on or talking about somebody else outside of you, we can word this as, actually, I think Spirit is okay with, I get the feeling that it's okay to ask, like what impression perhaps you left on your new boss. And then, yeah, any advice on maybe keeping a good rapport between them, between you and him or her? I'll say any advice for working relationship. Okay. And then we had Vernie. That was also looking for a reading. Okay, and then Strawberry Rhubarb also. I love that name. Strawberry Rhubarb Tarot. That's really cool. I like it. Okay, but I'm looking for Vernie. Where is your... Okay. Okay, you're saying that you are safe. You're still in your same situation, but you see a light. Are we looking at your current situation, or was there something else in particular you wanted me to look at for you? Oh, and Brenda also. Okay. Hello to Stephanie. Welcome. Wendy, thank you for the super chat. Okay, so Strawberry meant to stay with current partner. And we'll just get Spirit to give advice. Okay. Yes, you're asking if I'm Sienna Rose. Yes, I am. I used to go by Sienna Rose Metaphysical on this channel, but I recently switched things up a little bit. I focus more on the tarot and like the psychic readings aspect, and I actually did start this up again as like an actual business in my community. So now I go by Wild Rose Tarot Consulting, or just Wild Rose Tarot. But yeah, I am still the same Sienna Rose. Okay, and Vernie is looking for guidance from guides and angels. Okay, so how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, Strawberry, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. And then Brenda, you had a question as well, didn't you? I think I saw a comment about that. Okay, and then we also have Nanette here. Hello and welcome. Excuse me, I need some water. Just a sec. My lovely water bottle that I got all my, I think it's all Futurama stickers now. Some of the stickers have since come off over the last couple years, but I have more to put on there. Okay. So Brenda and Nanette. Okay, so Brenda's looking for a message from her father. And okay, and guardian angels. Okay. So we got Brenda. We have Nanette. We have Kenai 89. You have a friend who can't join the chat. Can you post for him? Sure. You know what? We'll include that in part of your reading there, Princess K. And then Kenai89 and Nanette, what were your questions? And then I think we'll, excuse me, close the queue after Kenai89. Because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10, and that's generally where I leave the queue for now. And then after we're, at the bottom of the queue, then we'll see if we got time for more. Okay, Kenai was asking about job timing. Did you just apply for something new? Or, so we can estimate timing with tarot. It's not necessarily like an exact science, but we can get probably an estimate on maybe like when a new thing is going to start, or yeah, if there's anything more specific you wanted to know about. And then I'm just waiting for Nanette's question. I know she said she also wanted a reading. And I'm also waiting for Princess K to give, she said her friend has a question, but is having issues joining the chat. Okay. Strawberry, I'm so glad you love the One World Tarot. I don't have it on my table right now. I was using the Housewives Tarot for something else this morning, and I just kind of left it on my desk. So we're using Housewives Tarot today, but maybe next time I'll promote myself again and use the One World Tarot. Okay, so Kenai applied a while ago. It is about time to get it is about time to get the answer this month. Okay, all right. And then PK's friend is wondering which direction he should go because he's not happy at work. Okay. Okay. Yeah, normally I wouldn't do like the piggybacking kind of thing, but I do understand some people do have issues joining the chat or joining the stream for like connectivity reasons and stuff. So I think this time we'll let it slide. Okay, and then Karina, I did just close the queue. We're at 10 right now. If we've got time, or depending on how things go by the time we get to the end of the queue, then we'll see, okay? If not, I will be back on stream next week, and we can always book a reading or time together. Oh yes, and then Nanette, it was the coin purse. Or change purse? Change purse, okay. Missing. And you're wondering if it was going to come back. If you're going to get it back. And then you're also just seeing if there's any information from your guides. Okay. Okay. 10. Well, consider 10 and a half with that other one. Hello to Rose Blue. Welcome. Just saying hi from Texas, she says. Well, we're saying hi back. I'm saying it from Canada, and everybody else is saying it from wherever they are at. I'm going to go ahead and put my notebook to the side for now. We are using the Housewives Tarot today. We're also using Moonology Oracle cards. I've really been into this deck lately. I love it. It's so simple and easy to use, and the messages I think are just super direct and really good. And we have our runes today also. So that's something else that we can add to our readings. So I think the first thing we're going to jump into is Nora and what the new employer thinks and any advice for their working relationship. We're just going to get information that Spirit is okay with us talking about publicly on stream. as this does kind of border on that third-party reading-ish territory. So whatever we can know without breaking some kind of confidentiality. Also, thank you, Brenda. I did my nails yesterday. I got really bored. I got real bored. So yesterday or the day before. Anyway, so I did them, painted them up blue, and I've been trying to grow them out, but just the way that the way that they've been lately, and with this dry weather, they peel in one spot, the same spot every time. So I'm thinking, I'll paint them, it'll harden them up, and then they might not peel, and then they'll actually grow. So thanks. I'm glad you like it. I love this. It's one of my favorite colors. All right, but for Nora, any advice for their working relationship? Okay, let's see. So first, okay, 4 of Wands. That's usually a good one to have. Okay, 10 of Swords. We're gonna get more into these in a minute. Temperance. 10 of Pentacles. Ooh, my camera is kind of funny. I gotta set these up. The cards looked straight to me, but were a little bit wonky for you guys. Okay, here we go. No, wait. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so I think this is somebody that is a little bit slow to warm up to people, which makes sense. I do know a lot of people who are like this. It takes some time to get to know others and to sort of actually let them in. We got 4 of Wands. In this deck, this is like, there's like some kind of easy energy here. And when I say easy, I mean like you're easy to work with. So right away, this new employer thinks that you're easy to work with, that there's some kind of, you have some kind of like a relaxed vibe that's really nice. Like you're able to take your work seriously, but at the same time, you do know when it's okay to just be a little bit less serious, to be a little more cavalier. I got 10 of Swords. Yeah, from what I'm seeing here and what I'm understanding, you were hired to replace somebody. I'm just going to do a little clarification here on that 10 of Swords. Interesting. Okay. So whoever it was that you replaced in that position, your employer and this person really butted heads. And what I get is that it's two people who were too similar and just really knew how to kind of bug each other and get at each other. But here it's like, oh, okay, now we have Nora and she's easy to work with and she's easy to get along with. I also see that you're easy to get along with. I'm also seeing here with this 10 of Pentacles, like they see you working like with them for a long time. They see a long-term future for you at the company or at the workplace. And then we're just going to pull a few extra cards to get some advice on your working relationship with this person moving forward. But yeah, don't be surprised or hurt if this person is a little bit, I'm hearing something about like a tough shell to crack, and I'm seeing like the image of like a walnut or something like that. It's not personal. It's just this person takes a while to warm up to people, but they do like you, he or she. They do like you and they think you're easy to be around. Advice for the working relationship. Okay. Hermit with, okay, with Magician and Devil. Emperor on the bottom. Emperor is like boss energy here. Okay, so I'm seeing also, make sure to still keep your own interests, you know, outside of the workplace, and to keep up with those kind of hobbies and those kind of activities and things you like. Make sure that you're still taking good care of yourself. I can't remember which order it was, but the energy is the same. There's some kind of like a manipulative energy here. Perhaps this person they like you, they're going to eventually warm up to you, but they could be a little bit manipulative. So you may have to watch out for that. With the Magician, this is like in this deck, it's literally like that. The salesman, the very superficially charming, has their own interest at heart first, knows how to get what they want from people. And then this Devil is like, there are some underlying issues, but they're not yours to deal with, okay? They would be this person's issues to deal with. So there's something about just don't get sucked in. I think there's maybe some kind of plans or something that they have. It's like, you don't need to get sucked into the plans. Make sure that you are your own person. Now, okay, so I have the word grooming, but it's not, normally when we hear the word grooming, we think of abuse, right? That's not what's happening here. I think grooming in this case, this person, he or she wants someone to be like their yes man or their yes woman in this case. And to not challenge them or fight them on anything. That could be why that last person, they didn't get along. They're too similar, but that last person was also like very independent and something about like strong-headed. So yeah, make sure that you still have keep your own identity, and maybe just don't get too wrapped up in some of the plans that this person has. Excuse me. So we're going to do some runes for you. Otherwise, I see like a good working relationship together, but yeah, maybe not pursuing anything like friendship-wise or whatever outside of the job. Anyway, volume warning, because these are a little loud when I mix them up. Thanks everyone for hitting that thumbs up. I see we have 14 in chat and 14 hitting the like. So that's good. I love seeing that. Now we have, I'm getting better at reading runes, but I still struggle to remember what a lot of them are called. So we are going into the book and I don't always know if I'm pronouncing the names correctly. So if there's anyone that does know more about runes and how to say their names and stuff, like let me know in the chat. I thrive on learning and correction and growth. Okay, so Nora says, sorry, I had to step away back for a minute. We're still on your reading. Just to recap, just for what you missed, you'll have a good working relationship with this person, but keep it within work. Try not to like get too personal with them or anything outside of work. I do see a long time of working there. They see that potential for you being a long-term employee. I saw here the Magician and the Devil, and I'd gotten the word grooming. I don't know if you were there for that part. It doesn't mean grooming as in abuse, like the way we normally understand that word. It's just this person, this like employer, this new boss is maybe trying to prime you to be like his or her yes man, yes woman. And so it's just like, keep your own opinions, your own, what is the word I'm looking for? Your own convictions and stuff, and like trust your own gut, and like your ideas are good enough, even though they might be different than this person's. Like your ideas, your contributions and stuff are just as valuable. So remember that and keep that part of yourself. So that's what I was seeing there. We were just doing runes for you. We have the Haagen-Dazs. Haagen-Dazs, letter H. H could be significant to you. We also have here, it means hail or stone, disruption, wild power, change, disruptive weather, storms, wrath of nature, and uncontrolled forces. This person could be quite powerful. But again, just there's something about like keeping your own roots and not being sucked into whatever situations. This person may have some drama. Just not being sucked into their drama and their something about, I'm hearing like schemes and stuff like that. And then we're going to do a Moonology card for you. So let's see what we can get with this Moonology. Just some extra advice from Spirit for you on this working relationship you have with the new boss. So yeah, short answer, they like you, you're easy to get along with, but they have some interesting ideas and plans and stuff that you don't have to get sucked into. Okay, let's see. Okay. So I have here, nothing will come of the situation. And I think what this means is in regard to this magician and devil, where you won't get tied up into whatever dramas or whatever issues or whatever is going on that this person has on their plate. You won't necessarily get sucked into that. I also have here, it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Now, I'm not an astrologer, so I don't know all the details about, Scorpio season. I think it is Scorpio season now, though. With it being November. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Scorpio season. But I was just thinking Scorpio season or something about this full moon that's coming up could be really significant to you. Yeah, because I don't think it's the full moon quite yet, but that could be a good time to do, I'm hearing cleansing ritual, cleansing practice. And this is actually pretty easy to do. So a lot of times, for example, I can share with you something I do. This morning, I cleaned up my house. I cleaned up my kitchen and my bathroom and took my garbage out. And when I was cleaning, I had the intention of, while I'm cleaning this, and while I'm throwing the stuff in the garbage, it's not just to clean my house, but it's to clean out and throw away negativity. It's to clean up and throw away energy and energetic attachments that no longer help me and no longer serve me. So maybe the full moon is a really good time to do some kind of a ritual, even like that. So I don't know if you do any type of witchcraft or candle magic or something like that, but I do see something about lighting a candle and just setting the intention of your energy and your space around you being purified. So that's what I have there for you, Nora. I do hope that was helpful. I'm going to go ahead and put these back. And we're going to jump into our next reading, which is for Princess K. So we're going to jump into Princess K. The first thing to look at for Princess K is a message from her maternal grandfather, and is he all right? This, of course, makes me think he's on the other side if you're asking, a spiritual practitioner for a message from this person and if he's okay. So let's see what kind of message we can get, because the first thing I definitely feel just tuning in is that, yes, he's okay. I'm hearing something about everything is okay here. Something about an easy chair. He's sitting in a chair, it's comfortable, and he's watching his programs, especially that word, not just watching his shows, his programs, and it's programs as in Programmes. So I don't know if that is just a British thing or if that is an old-timey spelling of programs, but yeah, he's in his chair, he's watching his programs. I'm getting something about pictures too, watching his pictures. Okay, so he's definitely relaxing wherever he is on the other side right now. He says you call it heaven. Okay. So this is already starting off really strong, really well. Sounds about right for him. Can't talk to him while he's watching his shows. Oh, that's funny. I think he is willing to talk, though. And I'm just picking up, just feeling energy right now that, yeah, everything is easy. Everything is easy for him now where he is. Before, everything was so difficult and things felt heavy. He's talking about before dropping the body. So before he dropped his body, left his body, So everything felt heavy and everything felt slow. Like I'm getting the word grinding, like I'm seeing gears grinding together. So there could have been maybe something with his joints hurting and maybe joints grinding, or like some kind of, I'm not a medical professional or nothing. But there could have been something about arthritis or some kind of pain like that. And I'm hearing something about like it just comes with age. So he knew to expect it, but it still sucked. It still hurt. But he's saying like, now everything is easy. I'm seeing something about like a well-oiled machine. And I'm getting the mental image of those old-timey like oil cans that had the spout on it. And then there's like this little end and you squeeze it, bloop, 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 and you get 1, 2, 3 little drops of oil. I'm seeing that everything is easy now. Oh, you're saying his back was giving him pain. Okay. See, that's with this Ten of Swords. I did see that kind of come up when I was shuffling. I think this is referring to him dropping the body, and there's this like rising above the pain. And I'm seeing really, even with this ladder, yeah, some kind of like spine imagery as well. Where he's like, nope, I'm okay. I've risen above it. It's okay. All right, so let's see what other kind of messages we can get. So it's good knowing that he's okay, everything is easy, and I'm just getting this like easy flow of energy from him. Any specific messages, anything like that to share? Okay, the Sun, Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. Let's see what else. The Star. Ooh, he's very, very proud, by the way, very proud. I'm seeing like he's very proud of you, but first of all, we're going to just jump into here. We have the Sun. Yeah, he's very happy. So yeah, and I think he sees that maybe you do worry or wonder from time to time, oh, I wonder if he's okay over there, if everything's fine. Yes, he is, 100%. Yeah, I'm seeing great happiness. I don't know what kind of programs and stuff he watched, but I have this song. It's from a movie called Life of Brian. It's always look on the bright side of life. And like that is like a big part of the movie is that song. And that song just jumped into my head. And like, honestly, I actually have not seen Life of Brian, but I also haven't watched Monty Python in general in years. I'm gonna have to watch this movie now. But yeah, always look on the bright side of life. And then something too about looking on the bright side of death, where he's saying like, this is totally okay. He feels great. There's something about he feels great. After he dropped the body and the pain stopped and the grinding and the slowness and the heaviness, when he finally let that go, everything, he was like, oh my gosh, I'm free. Everything is great. I'm feeling this, whew, like a sigh of relief. Oh, okay, this is good. Queen of Pentacles. Is maybe your grandmother on the other side also? Because there's something about mom's taking care of everything. You know, we are well. All of us are well. Mom's taking care of everything. There's a feeling of like he's being looked after. Mom's taking care. Oh, this is like the Divine Mother. Again, don't know about what his spiritual path or religion or anything was on earth, but there's something about the Divine Mother, and I do pick up like Mary, Mother Mary kind of energy. And he's like, nope, don't worry, she's looking after me. Everything's taken care of. We are well. Everything is well. Ace of Swords. He's like saying he's continuing to learn new things time isn't really, I was going to say every day. To us, it would be every day. To him, I'm just seeing like time just kind of it all just kind of flows, and time is very different over there, but learning new things every day. He's like gaining new spiritual truths and insights every day. I'm seeing something about like there are like mysteries of the universe and truths and stuff like that he didn't really think about or understand on Earth. There's something about like physics or something like that. I pick up that he was very smart, very clever, very good learner, and learned things very quickly when he was in his life on Earth. But on the other side, like he's learning, like there's something about physics and like the building blocks of the universe and why things are the way they are, and like why we incarnate in the ways that we do. And he's learning about how everything is kind of like interconnected and how this is fascinating stuff. I'm seeing the image of like an old computer and how, you know, we turn on our computer and we got all these programs and stuff and everything is just right there and it's easy for us. But before it could be at that point, there is all of this code, you know, buried under everything is all of these lines of code and all of these equations and things that have to fit together and work in such a way so that everything will work. And he's showing that our lives on Earth are very similar. You know, we see everything, we experience everything, but we don't always understand why. And we don't always understand the basis underneath of that. He does understand this now. So the source code or something of the universe and our incarnations and life and why things are the way they are. Now we have that he's very proud of you with the star. That is our card for pride and admiration. He sees how far that you've come since the last time that he saw you when he was on Earth. We have the Hierophant. I want to clarify this Hierophant. Queen of Wands. Okay, I think this is you. Queen of Wands and Hierophant. Oh, and you're also asking, does he have guidance or advice on how to deal with the family? Okay. Because first of all, something with this Hierophant and Queen of Wands, like an institution, a workplace, something that's just like really overarching in your life, has some kind of authority over your life. I'm seeing where he's like, you continue to do your own thing. You continue to be creative, to solve things in the way that you know best how to solve them. And then sure, we can look at his advice on how to deal with the family. And I assume that he will understand. Oh, I don't even need to assume. Spirit's like, yes, he will understand what you mean when you say the family. Okay, so his advice on how to deal with that. Let go. There's something about letting go. Let go of what? Yeah, okay, something about letting go of conflicts. And letting things run their course. And then once that's run its course, it's like you don't have to look back on it anymore. It's okay to just move forward. So whatever conflicts are happening within this like family, whether that's like your family or something else that you're just using the word family to describe. And looking on the label, everything expires. This will pass. This will come to some sort of conclusion, and then you don't really have to go back and revisit it anymore. On bottom of the deck, we have that Ten of Swords again, where he's just reiterating that ever since he like dropped his body, he's been feeling great. Okay, so we're gonna do runes, Folly Morning. Okay, we did that. That's the Hagalas that came out with the force, that could have to do with like the family kind of situation you're dealing with, where it's like the influence that they have over you that could be harmful to you. It will pass. And then we have this one that I cannot remember what it's called. Oh, and I just see your comment. You were with him when he passed. You're glad that he doesn't have pain. He says like he doesn't. How do I explain this? Something about he can't really remember the pain. He remembers it as though he was looking back and watching it like a film, but he doesn't feel it anymore. He knows it existed, he remembers it, but it doesn't still affect him or bother him. So we got the Lagus. That's what this one is. Letter L, so L could be significant. Perhaps he started with an L or something significant to you. L, could have some kind of resonance, meaning water, flow, emotions, water, renewal, life, and energy. And I did mention when we were just shuffling before we had any cards, how his energy was just so easy and it flowed so nicely and just everything felt easy for him. Yeah, just reiterating, like, it's okay. Oh, his name did start with an L. Now that is fun. I love when this kind of stuff lines up and spirit is like boom, boom, boom with the connections. But yeah, he's just letting you know everything is okay. Yeah, he's proud of you, and like there's something about things will sort themselves out. And like, again, I still have that song about always look on the bright side of life. That's still stuck in my head. So I don't know if that is like a movie he watched in the past or something. I don't know, but that message, it's like still looking on the bright side. And I think that he wants for you to do the same, to still have hope for the future despite what is going on, because things will get better. A moonology message. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. Again, I'm not an astrologer, but Capricorn season, I think it's around January. That could be something significant to you. Perhaps you will, whatever you're dealing with in this situation with the family, as you're saying, whatever you're doing in this situation, it is working and it is going to pay off for you. And yeah, there's something just in general, your hard work is paying off. He's very proud of you for like all of this effort that you've been able to put in, because he understands that your situation is quite difficult, and he understands his situations and his, incarnated life were very different than yours. So he's saying like he maybe didn't experience what you're experiencing, but he still understands that it's tough, and he's validating your feelings and your experience here. And he's saying it's going to be okay though. So I love that. So that was the message from your maternal grandfather. So yeah, I love that he's doing okay. Everything's sunny. Divine Mother is taking care of him. He's saying taking care of us. So it's other family members that are over there on the other side too. So we're going to put these back, and then we're going to do, you had a friend that was having issues getting into the chat. So we're actually going to say thank you to your grandpa, and we're going to let him take a step back now. Okay. I'm going to shuffle the cards, and then, yeah, your friend who was having issues joining the chat, who is not having a good time with work right now, not happy with work. Let's see if we can get some advice just for where to go for him. Again, Nine of Wands, again with rising above, and then there's Knight of Swords, and that's like that's also conflict, but it's more like the arguing, it's more like the verbal, I mean, he's even got a knife there, like verbal cuts, little verbal, somebody, whoever it is, like it's somebody, or it's a group of somebodies at his work that are slowly kind of like with their words and stuff, just picking away at like his self-esteem and his good mood, and I see that. So what's the advice for Princess Key's friend who's struggling at work and could not join the chat today? Let's see what's going on for him. Okay, there. We got Nine of Wands again, rising above. Excuse me. And in other decks, Nine of Wands, this is like the long-standing trauma, but, or in the One World Tarot, and I think in the Rider-Waite Tarot, it's somebody who's walking on an injured leg and is like surviving, but it's not good for them. In this deck, it's like we've established that, but now it's like rising above, climbing the ladder. So it's, yeah, there's something. He's not going to be dragged down. That's something I'm picking up for sure, is that he's not going to be dragged down by the behaviors of like some of these people who are around him. Their behaviors are beneath him. What else to know that you could share with him? Strengths. He's very good at what he does at work with that strength and the Six of Wands. He's very good. He's seeing something like a valuable asset to that workplace. Six of Wands, there's success here. It's like all of his projects that he's worked on have turned out well and have had some kind of really good result. And that others, maybe these women in this card, they're on the outside looking in. So I'm seeing like people in other departments are even like, wow, I heard about that. Like, good on you. That was a tough client, or that was a tough project. Like, very impressed. There are people outside of his department even who are very impressed with him. So yeah, he's really good at what he does. Oop, we had one fly out. Four of Cups. Okay, we're going to clarify that, because that is a card of not really being satisfied with what's being offered to you, and there's some kind of apprehension. So what is it that's he's not satisfied about that's being offered to him? Six of Pentacles. Okay, maybe they've offered some kind of like a raise that's not really a raise. Let's just say like, oh, well, we can give you certain number of dollars or euros or pounds or yen, whatever, wherever he is, you know, we can give you a certain, you know, extra per hour, but really it still doesn't match up with like the inflation and the cost of living and stuff. So it's not like he's not actually getting a raise. And so he's not really happy with whatever the company's offering him, because it's not enough considering the amount of work he is doing, the cost of living, etc. Okay, so what's next for his career and studies? Of course, let's take a look. So he's stuck in some kind of an indecision. I think what I'm picking up here is there's the discomfort of change versus the discomfort of staying where you are, when staying where you are is not necessarily what's right for you. The discomfort of change versus the discomfort of, being in sort of like a crappy situation here. The Moon card, I think he knows in his gut what he wants, but I think it's, because he's a smart guy. I do pick this up. He's very smart, but it's a head versus heart debate. And it's a gut feeling versus logic and reason debate. And there's something in his subconscious that has the answer. He may receive the answer through a dream or validating whatever choice he makes. If he makes the choice, like say the choice is to stay where he is versus apply elsewhere, or go back to school or something like that. And let's just say his gut is saying to go back to school and to leave wherever he is right now. But his rationality is, the logical mind is saying, oh, but you make money here and that's guaranteed income, and there, but it's secure, and we don't like the unknown, like you need to have a sure thing lined up, But maybe in his heart, he's like, no, I really want to go back to school, or like, I really want to try something else or change careers or whatever. That's an internal struggle he's going to have to work through, but there's something in his subconscious that holds the validation that he needs, that he's going to make the right choice. Bottom of the deck, I even have the World card. Well, we also have Knight of Pentacles, but Spirit wants me to focus on this World card instead and not read too far into the bottom of the deck. Sometimes we do and sometimes we don't. But the World, that is like the end of a chapter and something becoming like a memory. So I wonder if he is debating whether he should go back to school and change careers or something like that, or if he should just stay where he is. And I think Spirit's saying with this World card, and this is like the major arcana is all about like spiritual movement, big picture stuff, big movement, big changes. If he doesn't make the choice, I think Spirit is going to make the choice for him, and it would be more comfortable, I think, if he made the choice himself. We'll do a rune. Let's see what we got. Okay, we got This looks like an M. I can't remember exactly what it's called and what letter it's supposed to be, because there's one that looks like an M but is actually, oh, it's the Awaz rune. And Awaz is actually letter E, even though on here looks like an M. Anyway, either of those letters could still be significant, but perhaps letter E, there's something significant about that to him. Well, here it means horse, but balance, stability, harmony, teamwork, trust, and loyalty. Where I think he needs to, the word trust is standing out, where it's like you need to trust the process and he needs to trust himself. I think he's got issues trusting himself and his judgment, but this is a case where it's like, no, it's okay. Trust your gut, trust your judgment. Trust that you know what is going to be good for you and that you know what you want, because he may have had a lot of people tell him, maybe throughout his life, but people tell him, oh, you don't know what you want, or that's not what you want. But actually, he does know inside what he wants. He just needs to trust that inner voice. And then immunology for him and his situation. Okay, his commitment is being tested. His commitment. There's something about his commitment to himself. Yeah, commitment to himself is being tested. But you know what? I understand it though. Because this is a weird economy where security is absolutely everything and having a sure thing. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Princess K. I really appreciate it. But anyways, we're having a sure thing, like it feels better than just taking a step and doing something risky. But Spirit's saying like, it's a test right now, a test of, yeah, his commitment to himself and his like trusting his intuition and things like that. Spirit's not going to lead him into something that will harm him. And they're giving him this gut feeling of it's time to move on or it's time to do whatever. They're not going to do that to him just to pull the rug out and hurt him. It's for his good. So that's the message for him. I'm going to go ahead and put these back. We're going to look at our next reading, which is for Imelda. Imelda has been dealing with anxiety lately. Oh, he says thank you. Okay, tell him you're welcome. So yeah, Imelda has been dealing with a lot of anxiety lately, and we're gonna get some words of encouragement and comfort and advice from Spirit to her that's gonna help and that she needs to know right now. Okay. I'm just shuffling. I haven't even pulled any cards yet, but the first thing that's come in is the saying, you are loved. Okay, just cutting the deck. Six of Swords. This is all about moving from turbulence to calm. It's hard to get the camera to focus real well, but on like this face, she's frowning. This one, she's like curious and neutral. And then on this one, she's smiling. And here, she's walking away like, adios, bitches. So I'm seeing something about like walking, yeah, just getting through this time and walking away from it and just saying to your anxiety, like, not today, we're done. Now, I mean, the thing about, you know, our mental health and conditions like that come up is that sometimes things will come up again and again, but getting something about weathering the storm. It's like, you are loved and you got this and you will get through this one just as you got through the last one. So let's see what else to know. Okay. All right. So we have 8 of Wands and 5 of Swords. Now I can understand this coming in, especially with anxiety. There's something about racing thoughts. I also pick up something about maybe intrusive thoughts. But I'm just like picking up this like constant stream of boom, here's a thought, here's a thought, here's a worry. Oh, what if this? Oh, what if that? You know, and I'm seeing that it's like a bombardment of all of these different stressful and intrusive and distressing thoughts. And I see how that has been wearing away at your peace of mind here with this Five of Swords. And yeah, I see that. And I understand where that is really, really damaging your peace. Now, what I have with Chariot is Spirit saying, just let these thoughts, you don't have to fight the thoughts. Just let them run their course. Let them pass, let the what ifs and all of that, let that pass, and you observe it, basically. I'm seeing with this World card, what actually is drawing my attention this time is just these different pictures, and just observing the thoughts as if you're just looking through an album of pictures. Oh yeah, there's that. Oh yeah, I remember that thought. Oh hey, it's you again. Oh okay, well, all right. We'll just let you pass. Because letting these thoughts pass without fighting them, it doesn't mean that whatever it is that you're worrying about, it doesn't mean those thoughts are going to actually come true or happen. It just means you're no longer fighting with yourself or like fighting against your own mind. It's like, I'm getting the image, and I think a lot of people do describe it this way, of just watching clouds go by and just observing, oh, that's a cumulus one, that's a nimbus cloud, oh, that's I don't remember what all of the cloud types are called, but oh, that one looks like a dolphin, oh, cool, and then just letting it pass and just observing it and noting it and being like, oh, okay. So it's like, oh, well, that was a stressful thought. Well, okay, well, you know what? We're just going to let this run its course, and we're going to let it pass. We're just going to let it go. It takes a lot of the power away from those types of thoughts. And it takes some of the power away from that anxiety, because all of a sudden it's like the anxiety is like, wait, she's not going to fixate on this and like try and figure this out and understand it and focus on it? What? Well, then I can't really go much further from here. That's what I'm picking up. But let's see what else we can get here for you. Okay. There may be some, with our Page of Wands here in Strength, there may be some inner child healing that still needs to take place. Perhaps, maybe you've struggled with anxiety from day one, for as long as you can remember. And like, I'm just going to say that I understand what you're going through, because I deal with something similar. And yes, it started when I was very, very young. So I'm wondering if maybe that's what's happening with you, because it feels like that is what's going on. Oh, and I just saw your comment that's confirming it. Yeah, so this inner child, we grow up, but that inner child is still us, right? And still has an effect on us. But there's something about going back to your inner child and being like, you know what, actually, I'm safe here. Like, maybe you're in a safe environment now, where perhaps when you were a child, maybe things were a little more turbulent, but nowadays things are more stable. And you kind of give your inner child an update on, hey, actually, did you know we made it through that X, Y, and Z that happened at this age? Oh yeah, and we actually didn't just survive that. We actually thrive now. Like, oh, did you know, like, I get to make my own rules now. And, oh, I can choose if I want to leave a situation or not. I don't have to depend on someone else to take me out of it and bring me to safety. Like, did you know we can actually do this now for ourselves, and I'm going to help you. There's something there about that inner child healing and working with her. And that it's really going to help with some of these anxious, distressing what ifs and thoughts, and I'm seeing like past memories that come up that are quite distressing also. Just reminding that inner child, that version of you that's still there, that, hey, it's all right. You're safe. I'm going to take care of you. I'm here for you. It's okay. We got this. We can get through it. If you don't already go to therapy, that may be something to look into, because therapy can really help you understand like the parts of, like the survival aspect. I think your inner child was in survival mode and hasn't really let that go, even though your situations may have changed, you've grown up, you've become an adult. That inner child is still like holding on, like, no, I need to be safe, I need to be safe. It's letting yourself know, and that inner child and you know that, no, it's okay, we're safe, we're okay. That's going to really help a lot. Yeah, and I see where you said you did go to therapy and it worked and you used the tools given, but sometimes it still gets out of control. And that is normal, 100% normal. So I'm just going to share something with you because Spirit's saying that it might actually help you to know this about me. I have PTSD. So I have complex PTSD from early years situations. My home life was safe and fine, but there were just other things going on outside of the home. And then I also just have regular PTSD from stuff from when I was a little older. And I've been to therapy. I've been in therapy off and on for about 10 years. And I have learned a lot of coping strategies and mechanisms and stuff like that too. But, and while things do feel a lot better and I'm not constantly in survival mode and constantly afraid and stuff, I also have times where it gets really bad again. And I get that anxiety and the hypervigilance and the nightmares or the flashbacks and stuff. So I'm letting you know that is 100% normal, and it doesn't mean that you're not healing, and it doesn't mean that you're not getting better. Sometimes we heal and we process like a certain thing from life, and then it's like, okay, we're doing good. Now we're ready to process something else. Yeah, something new, something else. Now we're ready to process this next thing or deal with this next thing that was really difficult. And with the anxiety, I can see that being a very similar thing where, where it's like, oh, but I thought I dealt with this. And it's like, well, you did, you did. But sometimes we have to learn to process things over and over again. And this just may be one of those times where it's like, whoop, well, here's something new to process, or, well, it's time to look at this thing again. And that's okay. It's normal. It is just part of, I'm just seeing that. It's part of the process. So what else do we have here? Oh, and I'm also seeing don't feel bad and don't feel, you may be judging yourself and like feeling dumb. Spirit's saying don't feel dumb. This is normal. This is what happens a lot of times when we take on an earth incarnation. That we do end up having to deal with all of this extra baggage and extra stuff. But it's okay. We can process it and get through it, and some of it we can let go. Let's see, anything else from Spirit for you? Yeah, and I can understand. I see your comment saying that you feel guilty for having these conditions with the depression, the anxiety and stuff. And another thing is just, again, that's normal. And some of it too is that's like the illness telling you, oh, feel bad, because that's what depression does, right? Oh, you got to feel bad about this. You got to feel bad about that. We're going to feel ashamed of this. But you don't, and I know this is easier said than done, of course. But you don't have to. You feeling guilty, that could have been part of like a survival tactic or like survival mode perhaps in the past, but Spirit saying that you don't have to feel guilty anymore. And that like it's okay. It's okay to feel whatever emotionally comes up, and there's nothing wrong with you for feeling the guilt or anything. It's just Spirit saying it's just not necessary. You don't have to carry that with you. Some extra advice with Queen of Wands. There's something about channeling this stuff into like a creative outlet. So I don't know if you do any art or music or writing or anything like that, but that could be something to look into. Even just journaling, writing down how you're feeling, what the thoughts were that came up, what was going on around you when the thought came up. Maybe something was triggering, for example. Maybe, and when we write the stuff down, we're like, oh, I didn't even connect this happening to me feeling this way. Okay. So it helps you to become more aware. And then sometimes just writing or journaling or making music or whatever just helps us to get these anxious thoughts and these feelings out of our heads. Okay, so let's do some runes, volume warning. Woo! What just flew out? Okay, that flew out. We're going to look at this one here. Again, cannot remember what it's called. We're going into the book. This is what we're doing. The Jera, letter J. So that could be something significant to you. Letter J, perhaps. Anyway, it means harvest, cycle of the year, reward, gain, fruition, fruitful season, cycles of nature, peace and happiness. Oh, okay. So I kind of get what's happening here. So yeah, healing is not linear. We don't just do a little bit of therapy and then, oh, we're totally fine and totally healed. Honestly, I wish it worked that way. I really do. It would be great. But sometimes our healing and our stuff comes back up in cycles. And I think this is what's happening with you. You went through a cycle where you were really suffering and in distress. You were doing your healing work, your skill set that you had learned through therapy, your coping mechanisms and stuff. And then something, that was okay, processed, taken care of, and then you're fine for a while. And then it's like something else has come up and the cycle has started again. This is just sometimes how healing goes. It is cyclical, whatever it is. And that's okay. It's just a process. It's part of our curriculum. I'm getting that word with our earth incarnations. Excuse me, I just need some water there. And I'm just hearing from Spirit, like, you'll get through this one. You got through the last one. You'll get through this one too. But I do understand that it is very difficult and can be very painful, and it can be very confusing too. But just know, like, when we were shuffling, like I had said earlier, before you'd even pulled any cards, the first thing I heard was you are loved. And remember that you are loved. There are people who care about you and can support you. If you need to go back to therapy, it's 100% okay. Sometimes we just need to revisit certain things that maybe we processed part of, but not all of. And it's okay. This is just part of our life curriculum. For some reason, for some of us, this is just what we go through. So now we're going to do a moonology, just for an extra word of advice here. Okay, there's something about stepping out of your comfort zone. Perhaps there is like a different type of therapy. Now, when I did mention to you my experience with post-traumatic stress, I was doing traditional just talk therapy for a while, and I recently started doing EMDR, which is very different from the therapy I was doing, and it was a little uncomfortable at first when I was reading about how it's done and the parts of your memories and stuff that it accesses. But I went and I tried it, and it has been very helpful. So I don't know if you also are dealing with trauma, but that if you are, that EMDR could be something maybe to look into. Again, maybe the inner child work or healing, that might be uncomfortable depending on what you've been through in the past, or what kind of other distressing things come up that surround inner child. But I do see stepping out of your comfort zone, Spirits, is encouraging you to just give something different a try. And then on the bottom here, we have meditate and contemplate. And I think this is where letting the thought, that message about letting our thoughts just roll past, kind of like how we're watching clouds, observe them and, you know, acknowledge them without challenging or fighting them. Be like, oh, yep, that's you again. Oh, hey, anxious thought. Oh, hey, intrusive thought. Oh, yeah, I remember you. Okay, yeah, send, you know, okay, be on your way. All right, bye. I'm seeing something like that. And eventually, it is a process. It does take time. It does take practice, but it does become easier to just, when the thoughts come up, you observe them, you know them for what they are. Oh, hey, brain, thanks for trying to protect me, but you know, I'm actually okay. And then just let it pass. So meditation practice, if you do meditation, I'm seeing something about just keeping it up. And then if you don't, it may be something to just look into, observing the breath and just letting your thoughts kind of roll past. You don't have to spend a long time in meditation. It can be as short as 5 minutes. And I see that could be quite helpful to you as well. So that is what I have for you, Imelda. I really hope that was helpful to you. Best wishes, we'll be praying for your healing and for your peace of mind and comfort to return, and that you will get through this cycle quickly, and you will get through it. And for just better, more peaceful and comfortable days ahead. All right, so we're going to move on to our next reading, which is for just Anne. And Anne is saying that she was moving and is looking for guidance. So we're going to look at Anne's reading now. We're going to set the intention there for Spirit. What is the guidance that she needs when it comes to moving? Okay. Interesting. Usually I don't look at the bottom of the deck right away, but I see 10 of Pentacles and it caught my attention. Spirit kind of was like, no, look at it and, you know, go over it. Long-term stability. So wherever you are moving to, this could be like your forever home or forever like city or town or whatever. Yeah, something about long-term stability and like growing roots, spreading roots. So this could be a really good place for you to perhaps to settle down. What else do we have? Okay, 3 of Swords, Queen of Swords, Judgment, Chariot. Okay, Spirit's just giving me a little bit of context for like what was going on energetically, I think, before you chose to move. So the context that Spirit's giving me is that you did have to leave kind of a rough situation here. And again, without getting into anything like too personal or whatever, I'm just seeing like you maybe had to vacate someplace very quickly with very little notice. And, you know, maybe you were judging yourself like, oh, I should have seen the signs that this wasn't working out, or how could I have missed this, or like, just, I can't believe this has happened to me again, or whatever. Like, I'm just seeing some kind of like harsh inner critic, like, really? Like, you would get into this situation. And then eventually you're like, nah, okay, we just got to move ahead and move forward and keep going. So that's the context that Spirit was giving me. So let's see what kind of info you had to, and like, I think you had to be out of that last place really quick, because I'm seeing 3 of Swords. That's only 3 weeks, 21 days. So yeah, there was something you had to be out very quick. But that's all done and over with. So let's look at advice for moving forward as you're moving. Ooh, 3 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. Okay, I like seeing there's financial security here with the 9 of Pentacles, and it starts small. So perhaps you had to move to like a new city and start a new job or a new career. I'm also seeing maybe a little bit of work had to be done on your new place, but it makes it much safer and much more, I'm getting that word like acceptable. safer, much more acceptable, much more... It's different from where you were last. That's what I'm going to say for sure. It's very different from where you were last. Because where you were last, there's something about that last house or apartment or place, whatever, that wasn't acceptable. And it wasn't your fault either, but you maybe blamed yourself for it. But it wasn't your fault. Yeah, okay. Some small beginnings here. So perhaps that is like going to a new city or a new place and starting a new job. It's like starting a new life somewhere, but it's good. It leads to better security, and there's like job security, there's like secure housing. I see that. What else do we have here? Perhaps in your last place, you were kind of just stuck in this lease or something. I kind of get that with the Eight of Swords. Now, I don't know if you're renting or owning or whatever, but with the word lease, it does make me think renting, because that lease that keeps coming in, you were stuck. It was some kind of a bad, not a great lease. It was like you were stuck. You had to be here for X amount of time, but it was in a place where you really did not want to stay. But now where you are, it's like things are ideal. The star is about like it's optimal. It's like this is like wherever you're going now is like this is a really good environment for you. It's like the best possible environment for you at this time compared to where you came from. See anything else? Yeah, some kind of victory here. Some kind of like a success here. Maybe you have better luck in this city, or if you're, excuse me, hiccup there. If you're moving like within the same city, it's like maybe you have a better success in this neighborhood instead of that one, or in this home instead of that previous one. So this is good. This is a good move. Volume warning, we're going to look in our runes. I'm going to mix them around. We had 2 come out. So our first one is this one that looks like a bird foot. I think it looks like a chicken's foot. The Algi's rune, letter Z, that could be something significant to you. Meaning elk, meaning protection, awakening, shield, defense, connection with the gods. Yeah, you're moving to someplace that's much safer than where you were before. Which, that's awesome news. I'm very happy to see that for you. We have the Othala rune. This is letter O. So letter O could be significant to you. This actually means property. We're looking in the book here, property. Inherited property or possessions, aid in physical and spiritual journeys, ancestral homeland. Perhaps where you're moving is significant to maybe whatever your cultural heritage is, or like could have been like significant, yeah, maybe to some of your ancestors of the past. I loved seeing, I don't have it on the bottom anymore because I shuffled, but we had that 10 of Pentacles, and that was like your forever home, your stability. This could, really what I'm picking up here, and you can correct me in the chat if I'm not picking up the correct situation, but you went from renting somewhere to maybe potentially owning. So from renting kind of a crappy house with a crappy lease to, there could be like a rent to own situation here in this new place where like your future generations, again, I don't know if you have any kids or anything, but I'm seeing like family in the future could maybe eventually inherit this place one day that you're moving into. So there's a lot of good news here. And then we're going to pull a Moonology for you. Let's see what we can get. Okay, we got full moon in Scorpio, time to release negativity. Maybe they're from the last place you were living that wasn't very good for you. There could be maybe some energetic cleansing that needs to be done. I keep seeing this image of bed bugs, like from your last place. And I don't know if Spirit's showing me that it was literally bed bugs or if that is just like a metaphor or a symbol for something that was just like bad energy or something just that wasn't serving you, that was occurring in that old place. The time to release negativity, just time to cleanse your energy, cleanse your new home, cleanse your space, cleanse yourself. And yeah, that is the advice that we have for you. So I hope that was helpful to you, and we are going to go ahead and put these away and put these all back in their decks. And then we're going to move on to our next reading, which is for Wendy. Okay. Just making sure that my connections, like internet connection stuff, is still good. I think it is. The stream's running okay from here, but let's just check in because we are about halfway through our list here. You guys can still see me and hear me and everything seems to be okay. Just want to confirm that that's still going well. I haven't seen the chat move in a while, so I just want to make sure that, yeah, that my connection is still good. So in the meantime, we will shuffle and get ready for Wendy's reading. And I'm going to just do a quick thing here. We're just going to take like a quick 5 minutes here I just need to set something up. Okay. I'm going to set something up. I'm going to get some more water into my body here. Maybe reposition my camera a little bit better. Okay. Just a quick little BRB in the meantime before we jump into our next reading. Just want to see how everybody is doing. It is Saturday today, at least in my time zone, and just want to make sure, see if everyone's doing well, having a good weekend. And then we'll jump right back into this in just a moment. Okay, so I see we still have, 8 in the chat and 22 thumbs up. Fantastic. I'm just double checking that my internet connection's working the way it's supposed to. I think it is, but you know, I just have a feeling something kind of sus is going on here. Okay. My beautifully written little BRB. Okay. All right, I'm gonna get shuffled and get ready for this next reading here. Yeah, I see the chat is not moving, so I think that's just something wrong with my device. So I'm gonna actually open my laptop and see if I can check the chat on there. But I do see other things are working, so okay. Just a second, guys. Yeah, there is something funny going on with my internet. Anyway, in the meantime, while I'm waiting for that to set up, we're going to go to Wendy's reading. Wendy is wondering if she should move back to Canada. So we're going to double check with Spirit on that. Move back to Canada? Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I'm a little biased. And I said earlier, we're not perfect here and our government's not perfect, but Canada is still a pretty decent place to live. So I'm going to say I'm not surprised you're wondering about moving back. Okay. So we're going to shuffle. We're going to look. Ooh, whoa. Okay, 10 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles. What else is happening here? So 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords. is going on here? Two of Swords. I see that's the indecision. Do I stay here? Do I go back? Knight of Cups. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So I feel, from what I'm getting here, that this is actually up to you. All right, Ten of Pentacles. I see where you want this long-term security. I see where you do want a place where you can settle down and like we kind of saw in that last reading about somebody else moving, like have a place to like grow your roots. Because it seems like where you're at right now, it's just something's not working out with this Ten of Swords and you're like, I'm so done. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if you were from the US right now, wanting to move back to Canada with the results of, well, you know what, I don't really want to get into it and give that guy more attention than he deserves, because he doesn't deserve my attention. So I can understand with the, like, okay, nope, this is not working, screw that, fuck that, I am done, I'm not going to stay here. So I see where the indecision comes in, because well, if you're thinking to move countries, like that is a big step. It is. However, I see here with our Knight of Cups, like there's some kind of an offer somebody will be making. Perhaps there's like a job offer or something here. And when I say here, I mean Canada, because that's where I am. Some kind of a job offer or something here. And I'm seeing, again, with Page of Wands, some kind of like a communication or documents. Now, you said moving back to Canada, so that gives me the sense that you've got some kind of a dual citizenship thing, like you were maybe born in Canada and then moved to the US or something. I see there could actually be a way for you to come back, an offer to come back, perhaps like a job offer or some kind of, get it, like the word sponsorship, like so maybe somebody is able to sponsor you in order to get you back into Canada. Because I'm seeing here Five of Swords, where you're just at this point where you're like, I am cutting my losses. I know, everything I've established from my years living here, but I just can't do it anymore. It's just not worth staying. I need to leave and do something else. So I see where that's come in. And I see where you're also looking for like a place that feels safer to you, where you can relax and you're not constantly in that survival mode and you're not constantly like on guard for what's to come ahead. So we're going to look, just more advice from Spirit here. Okay, Seven of Pentacles and Empress. Where do you see yourself having better long-term growth? And that can be, financial growth. It could be career growth. But I see like personal growth. Where do you feel you would have the best chance at? With the Empress, there's like your untapped potential here. Her book is called Recipes for Success. Where do you feel you would have the most success? You would feel best. You would maybe have, again, with more success financially, with that kind of growth, more success with your personal growth and maybe your spiritual growth. And then I have Ace here. Aces are often my yeses, or it's like, okay, time for a new truth or time for a new beginning here. A new truth, a new beginning. So maybe the new truth is like, okay, well, maybe the truth is like, okay, well, where you're at right now, it really isn't working out and it might be better for you to go elsewhere. And like this new beginning, it could just be, well, maybe you are maybe Spirit is saying like, yeah, maybe go ahead and make the plans to come back to Canada. I have the Star card underneath where it's like, maybe this is what's best for you. Volume warning, because we're going to do runes. They are noisy when I mix them around. Interesting. I cast 3 and nothing came up. I cast 3 more and 1 thing came up, and that's this Isa rune. And that is about like standstill and blockage. Yeah, I wonder if there's just no more room to grow where you're at right now. Okay. No more room to grow where you're at right now, and Spirit's encouraging you to go somewhere where you will feel like you'll have better success and where you feel like you can move your life forward in the way that you want to. So let's pull a Moonology. Oh, what happened here? Okay, well, we have nothing is yet set in stone. So I see where you're just making the plans right now. We don't have any like immigration documents or anything like that in your hands. And then I'm seeing, oh, well, I'm not just seeing it. I mean, I'm seeing it, but we also just have here. Look at the bigger picture with full moon and Sagittarius. Yeah, I think it's like, well, I think there's some pros and cons you're going to have to weigh out. Continuing life where you're at right now versus continuing or starting anew and continuing on, you know, somewhere else. So like where you're at right now versus moving to Canada. It's like, yeah, I think you are going to have to do the pros and cons. Like the pros and cons of leaving something behind, leaving behind where you're at currently, and then the pros and cons of starting again somewhere new or somewhere you haven't been in a while, because you did mention moving back to Canada. I feel like there's no wrong decision here. It's just based on what's going to make you feel better and what is going to allow for you to live the life that you want in the way that you want. So that's where we're going to leave that. Now I will be right back again. Okay. So, another little BRB. I'm trying not to interrupt the stream too much, but something weird is going on with my internet, so I just want to do a little bit of quick troubleshooting. So you guys in the chat, feel free to talk amongst yourselves for the next, I want to say, couple minutes here. And I'm gonna just figure out what's going on, and then I will get right back. Okay. So, I had my man check the stream from his computer, and he says the chat's working. I can't see what you guys are saying. So I'm gonna have to go into the chat on my laptop. I record on my phone. I'm going into the chat on my laptop. And we're gonna just figure out our nonsense from here. Okay, what's going on? And then I'll be able to jump right back in and keep connecting and talking with you guys. Okay. We have Okay. Oh, we had a little blip here. You're live. Okay. And now my chat is gone. Oh dear. But hang on. Just making sure that you guys can still see me and hear me. Okay. Still just working out a couple of things. I will be back. Yeah, the internet is great when it works, but it's a pain in the ass when it doesn't. So just bear with me for a moment. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, now I'm seeing all your chats. Okay. Imelda says, I notice you no longer have a link to PayPal. I actually do. It should be in the description. Yes, it is in the description. It's paypal.me/wildrosetc. Okay, now I'm seeing everyone's Ooh. And I see Strawberry Rhubarb's comment about how she has done EMDR for a trauma, and I'm really glad that EMDR has worked for you. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you guys for, yeah, is it Mercury retrograde again? Oh, for goodness sakes. Yeah, I think it is, actually. All right. Well, that explains a lot. Anyway, we're going to move to our next reading, and that is for Vernie. Thank you, everyone, for just bearing with me there while I had to figure out my stuff. We gotta love technology, and we gotta love how Mercury retrograde affects our technology. Ugh. All right. So Vernie is looking for guidance from guides and angels. I know she said her situation that I remember you from previous live streams and your situation. And I see where you said earlier your situation is the same, but you said you're seeing a little bit of light for the future here. So let's get looking at guidance from your guides, your guardian angels. So guides and guardian angels, messages for Vernie in her situation, or just anything that is best for her to know. Okay, we got death card, and this is not a bad, it's not a bad card. I'm being drawn to this label where it says everything expires, everything runs its course. We saw that in somebody else's messages earlier on stream. But everything expires, everything runs its course. So whatever it is that you're dealing with right now, it will come to a conclusion. We have Two of Pentacles. We're gonna just pull a couple more just to see. Okay, Five of Wands. I'm just going to pull my table a little bit closer to me. T. Lynn, I see your request for a reading here. I have already filled up the queue. I have 5 or 6 more readings to go after this, but we'll see. Oh, okay, we got that moon card flip out. That's going to be important for Vernie. But we'll see once we get to the end how things are going and if my internet connection at this time will permit. All right. I see where you've, back to Vernie's reading, I see where you've maybe been struggling for, there's something that's been going on for the last 2 years, and it is some kind of an uphill battle you've been dealing with for the last couple of years. I see where it's been very exhausting. I'm getting this energy of putting out multiple small fires. Like all the time, just like, oh, small crisis here, small one here, and you're like, okay, when is this going to stop? Well, Spirit's saying it will stop. It will be soon. We also have this moon card. I want to just clarify it, but I do have the sense that there is some kind of an answer or message that's going to come to you while you're dreaming. Because it is going to come up from your deep subconscious. It has to do with the suffering or the struggling that you've been going through right now, but how you're going to be able to overcome it. I think what's happening here is that the message you're going to get in your dream is actually a confirmation that you're going to overcome whatever it is that you've been really, really fighting and suffering with or like struggling with for the last couple of years. Okay. Let's see. Well, okay, bottom of the deck, there's 8 of Pentacles here, which I like to see. I'm getting some kind of like steady work. I'm hearing steady work. So there could be some kind of, if you're not working right now, that there could be an opportunity for it coming up. What else can we know for Vernie? Yeah, there's still something about like moving forward, like Spirit's encouraging you. Whatever it is that you're doing right now, it's working. And Spirit's encouraging you to not give up on whatever this plan is that you're currently like formulating and working towards. Yeah, I have Strength here. We're going to just double check that Strength card. Oh, yeah, new beginning. Okay, some kind of new beginning here with the Fool and the Strength card. And it has to do with you getting out of your situation that you've been in for a while. Yeah, and Spirit's saying like you're going to have a strong start. Whatever new beginning this is, maybe it is this like a new job or something like that comes up. It's like you're going to have a strong start. Four of Wands, there's some kind of like, I'm seeing something about relaxing in your own home, having peace and harmony in your own space. Maybe you've been sharing space with someone, like you've had to maybe spend time with like a family member or staying with a friend or something like that. And that's okay. But I am just seeing here where Spirit's like, yeah, eventually you're going to have like your own place to relax and stretch out. And, you know, like I'm seeing, yeah, being able to like now my whole body just wants to stretch. But to like stretch out comfortably and recline and just be yourself. Yeah, I'm seeing something about you're finally going to get a chance to just rest and relax because you haven't been able to do that for the last while. This new beginning that is coming to you is going to put you in a really good position to be able to do this. Okay. We're going to do some runes, volume warning, because these are a little noisy when I mix them around. Okay, we got, I think this one is Wunjo. Whoop. See, I'm starting to remember the names of these, but I am going to just double check, just to be sure I'm giving you the correct message. Yeah, it is Wunjo, and that is, it looks like a P, but this is actually supposed to be for the letter W. So W, there could be something significant, that like a name or a place maybe that starts with W. There could be something about like Wednesday, because that just came to mind. Maybe there's something happening on this coming Wednesday or on a Wednesday that's going to be significant. Like let's use the new job thing, like perhaps that's the day they want you to start is perhaps on a Wednesday. Anyway, so the meaning of this rune is joy, associations, harmony, joy of life, prosperity, well-being, fellowship, and self-worth. Oh, I love that for you. So I'm seeing like with prosperity and well-being, I think in this case it is literally money because we have these pentacles here. Excuse me. Yeah, like financial prosperity and just being able to, oh, this is awesome news. I am very excited for you. Yeah, and then well-being, where you're in a place that's safe. It's good for you physically, good for you, I would say also mentally and emotionally for your well-being. Good for your financial well-being. I'm seeing something about being in a place that's good for your spiritual well-being. Okay, and I see your comment saying you weren't planning on retiring at 64, but you have an appointment, 15th for Social Security. Ooh, okay. So when I saw here maybe new job, that, new source of income too. With that retirement, that could be the pension as well. But either way, I like that. And, I always think that being able to retire is a privilege, and people who are retired or are able to retire, I feel very happy for them. And I think that's very fortunate for them to be able to do this. So I think you are going to end up in a very privileged position here, whether you are able to retire or if you return to work or something like that. There's still some kind of a privilege. Now I do have this little rune, this little dude that fell out. Ooh, I see your comment about possibly starting the van life. That's fun. That can actually be a really exciting adventure for people who like that and want to do that. And, it's kind of cool because it gives you the opportunity to travel and see new places without being attached to, well, I got to make sure someone checks on the house, back in town, or, I see that maybe being able to not have all those attachments, but still have a place that's good, like a home base. I love seeing that. You're going to have a home base here. So we have the Kenaz rune, letter K. K could be significant to you for something. Meaning beacon or torch, associations, creativity, awakening, growth, illumination, self-knowledge, vision. So I'm seeing the financial prosperity for you, but there's also like your spiritual prosperity and perhaps like even another cycle of spiritual awakening. I think that's what you're going through right now, but like you've been through the darkness part and the really, really hard part. Now you are getting into the good stuff, like the exciting, like the fun parts of the spiritual awakening, getting all of these knowledge and wisdom downloads. I'm seeing that perhaps when you are dreaming, you get more downloads of like spiritual information. This is really good. I think this is a very good spread, a very good bunch of cards here that you're getting. We're going to pull a Moonology for you. Okay, we have what do you need to release with waning moon. There could be some emotional, maybe some kind of emotional baggage that is no longer serving you, or some kind of worries or fears that are no longer serving you, maybe used to serve you before, but now it's like, no, I'm in a position where this is not a threat anymore, so I'm okay. There may be some kind of, some kind of healing work to do on that. And then I have on the bottom of the deck, Spirit's telling me to look at the bottom for you. There's have faith in your dreams. So yeah, I love seeing this. Oh, and underneath that, we even have a new start is coming. Look at that. That is so much fun. That is fantastic. I love seeing this. Yeah. New chapter, new cycle in life for you. Brand new season. New experiences, new things, I'm just seeing like new money coming in. I'm seeing again, new experiences, new sources of wisdom and knowledge, and new memories that you're going to be creating. And this is going to be like a fond time. In the future, you're going to look back on this particular time, what's coming up, and you're going to be like, oh man, that was actually so great. Like those were some pretty good old days. So I love seeing this, have faith in your dreams, because I do see where you are spiritually supported in this. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Vernie. I really hope that was helpful. Thank you for joining the stream. I had been thinking about you, so it's good to know that you're doing all right. We're going to go ahead and put these back in our deck. We're going to move on to the next reading, and that is for Strawberry Rhubarb Tarot. I'm just going to call you Strawberry for short, if that is okay. So Strawberry is wondering if they should stay with their current partner, and see if there's any advice from Spirit there for them. Just cutting the deck here, what I'm seeing is there is an imbalance in your relationship that's going to be corrected. I'm getting that word corrected. Something is not right and it's being corrected. Okay, so that's interesting. We're going to keep those in mind as we go through the rest of the reading. Oh, okay, so other people already do call you Strawberry for short. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay, there again, that Ten of Wands, that whatever the imbalance was in your relationship here, I see where it's really exhausted you. But then I do see whatever happens here, and we're going to look into it, of course, in more detail, but whatever is like happening here to balance it out or to correct it, Spirit said corrected, not necessarily like something is going to be... They're telling me not to get too ahead of myself, but something is going to be corrected and you're going to be quite happy about it. So let's take a look. And I know the overall question was to stay with the current partner. So let's see. Now, I know that plays in with the whatever it is being corrected. So what does it mean, Spirit, that this imbalance in Strawberry's relationship is going to be corrected? What does that mean? What does that mean for her? Okay, there's some kind of like emotional satisfaction. Nine of Cups is often like wish come true, dream come true. We're going to hold on to that. Somebody's been very guarded. Yeah, somebody's been very guarded with their, I think this is like describing your partner. He or she has been very guarded with their, like, they're not opening up to you. And I think what's being corrected here is that they may actually start opening up to you a little bit more. And this is emotionally with the cups. What else is happening here? What does it mean that something's being corrected? Somebody is going back and forth on like a decision, or someone's being kind of like hot and cold with you. And then they're going to be like, no, they're going to go from, hot and cold to wishy-washy to like, no, you are the one I want. And okay, it's funny when I said that, you're the one that I want. Isn't that song from Grease? You're the one that I want. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And even at the end of the film, spoilers for someone who has not seen a film that was made 50 years ago, they fly off in a red car at the end. Isn't that something? So there's something like that. That's like literally imagery I'm getting. Like, oh yeah, you're the one that I want. Okay, so I see where you're the one that's hot and cold. Okay. Well, and you know what? That's okay. And I understand people who are like this. They have their reasons for it. Perhaps there was like a type of hurt or pain in the past. But I see where maybe you're going to be able to open up more. Let's get more info on that from Spirit. Because I don't see any like walking away. I don't see an 8 of Cups. I don't see a 10 of Swords, which is like breakup, done, we're over. I don't see a Death card or anything here. Okay, rising above something, some kind of like, whatever it is that has caused you to close up like your heart in that way, you're going to start to sort of be like, you know what? I can't let this control me. I can't let this, whatever. And you don't have to say in the chat or anything, if that's too personal, you don't have to say anything about it. But whatever happened in the past to you that caused you to not want to share and open up emotionally anymore, that's being corrected. High Priestess, and I'm seeing here, well, there's like, it's like secrets, it's like hidden information. You might eventually, when I say eventually, I mean, I feel like it's coming soon, the next few months, be more willing to open up to your partner about maybe what happened. I see we have the Empress here. Now, I don't know if this is someone that you are married to or common law or something with, but Empress is often like the wife card. And I was seeing wife, or picking up like wife kind of energy here. Yeah, there's some, yeah, okay, I kind of see this. Your relationship is able to grow. Perhaps you will be more, if this is somebody that you want to marry, if you're not married to each other, or like be that long-term forever person with, being able to open up a little bit more emotionally is going to help with that. And again, I'm not going to get into anything too personal, and you don't have to say anything in the chat that you're not willing to share, but you may have issues that stem back to mom. Empress is also that mother card. And that could have something to do with perhaps why you're a little bit more closed off emotionally. Maybe you were raised by somebody who was just emotionally closed off, and maybe that, that kind of affected you in that way. But yeah, it's this healing from whatever has caused you to sort of close up your heart. And I'm seeing heart chakra healing and opening as well. We have King of Wands. I think this is your partner. Now, the gender on the cards is not, the most important thing here. It's the energy that's present. This is someone who is very, is very like, well, okay. Again, with this hot and cold, like someone who's very, what I'm getting is hot for you. They're very attracted to you. They are themselves, I'm picking up, very attractive in their looks and in their energy. They're very good, like the physical intimacy, all that seems like to be very good. I'm also just getting like, you're with somebody who is like very talented, very creative, and I have this feeling that they're okay sharing stuff to you, and they're kind of hoping that you'll be able to do the same eventually. Okay, so a she. Okay, so yeah, it's the energy, not necessarily the gender. I just want to make sure I'm not like misgendering the, you know, the special person that's in your life here, or misgendering you or anything like that. So if I've made any mistakes there, just correct me. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have here? So stay. Oh, Queen of Wands. Okay. I see a lovely matching pair. King of Wands, Queen of Wands. This is you with your energy. Queen of Wands, very creative. You're very, you're also one of those, like, something I'm just picking up here is like your energy, your looks and all that, also very attractive. So it's two very attractive, spicy people who've come together to form like a very beautiful union. Yeah, like an attractive couple. You're walking down the street and people see you and they go like, oh, dang. Ooh, I love that for you. Okay. I do. I love that for you. Yeah, so stay. And we just got this like matching like King of Wands, Queen of Wands. Like, I think you two are a very good pair. Very good for each other. We have the Tower on the bottom, and this is not necessarily bad, but I think what is happening here with this Tower is it is going to be quite a process should you choose to open up a little bit more emotionally and, you know, heal and work through whatever it is that has caused you to be this closed off and this hot and cold. It is going to be a big change for you. It's going to be quite an adjustment, and I understand that. I totally do. I've known lots of people and been friends with and been in relationships in the past with people who were very similar to you. And, you know, I can't share too much about, my current person. He is my forever person. I don't want to share too much he's not going to consent to, but all I'm going to say is that he started off very similar to you with the closed off. And it was a huge process, and I think it was a huge adjustment for him over the years to become more open. And now he and I talk about everything and emotionally all of our feelings, and we don't hide anything from each other anymore because that fear is no longer there. The wounds, we can't change what's happened in the past to cause the wounds that caused that closed up, you know, that closed offness, but the healing took place and it was a huge major change. And it's like we've entered like a deeper level of our relationship where the emotional intimacy and the emotional connection is just so much stronger. And the only reason I bring that up is because I feel that's the same thing that's happening in your relationship here, Strawberry. I feel like that's what's happening here. I think your partner knows very, very much that you love her. And I feel that like that there's like a passion you have for her. I feel that it's like emotional, it's love, it's attraction, it's just really honestly enjoying this person for who she is at her core. Yeah, you seem like a very good match for each other. There's just, I can understand some things that you have to work through that could be very hard, but I feel as though she will be patient and will be able to, she'll be quite supportive. She actually might understand a lot more than you think. She may understand what you have been through, what you're going through. She, like I said, it might surprise you. You might be like, oh no, she doesn't get it. I don't want to dump that on her, but she'd be like, actually like, oh, well, you know what? I do get it and I can help you. Oh, I love that. You said she's a life coach. Cool. So she's probably seen this kind of thing before. So it's not like this is going to frighten her away. Now we're going to do runes. So volume warning. Okay, we got that Wunjo. That's joy. So new levels of joy entering into your relationship. Oh, okay, we threw that one and nothing came up. Okay, we have our chicken's foot. I'm going to have to go back through that. And we have this, I don't read reversals with runes, so if some of these are backwards or upside down or whatever, the message is still going to be the same. Doesn't really matter. But anyway, we got that Wunjo. That was joy. We have, prosperity, well-being, fellowship, and self-worth. So maybe like as you sort of work through some of your stuff and maybe open up to her a little bit more, it is going to allow for, well, again, deeper levels of intimacy, but also maybe deeper levels of joy and having maybe this experience with each other. I think this is going to be great for you. Yeah, greater levels of joy, greater levels. It's going to deepen your attraction for each other as well. Like, because there's already the physical and stuff, and that's totally great. And I love seeing that. I'm just moving my table. I love seeing that that's present in your relationship, but there's also like more emotional attraction that's coming for you in your relationship. And I will do a moonology for you and go over these other runes in just a sec. I just have a quick thing I have to deal with here. So I'm looking at the chat on my laptop, which is right next to me, but I had to just go and plug it in. So I'm just rearranging a couple of things on my workspace. But everything is fine and good. So, okay. There, I just had to scoot a little closer to the outlet and now we're good. So the other runes we had, so we did Wunjo, which was the joy. We have our chicken's foot. We had this in a different reading. The algaes. I am going to learn the correct way to pronounce these one of these days. And this is supposed to be the letter Z. So Z or Z, but I'm from Canada. I use Z and Z interchangeably, but for some reason my Canadian side's coming out. Z could be significant to you in some way. It means here it's associated with protection, awakening, shield, defense. Oh, okay, I get it. So, due to whatever was going on with you, that this hot and cold and closed off, we've gone over a lot. I see where it was a protective measure. And I can understand that based on, depending on what you've been through, maybe that was how you had to protect yourself in the past, was to not open up and to not share too much and to not be too vulnerable. I see that. But I also see, well, we have protection as in you are safe now and you're protected now. Whatever situation that had caused this survival instinct or whatever to kick up in the past, it no longer requires like this type of response. If that makes sense. And then we had one more rune, and it was this little one over here, and it is called, what is it called? It is called, the Iwaz. Letter EI. And it means yew tree. We are looking in the book. The yew tree, stability, patience, perseverance, endurance. See, and I did say earlier in the reading that I did pick up that your partner was going to be very patient with you during this time. And yes, she will continue to be patient. And I see that you do have a very strong and stable relationship with each other, the strong connection. It's you opening up to her is not going to drive her away. It's not going to frighten her. It's not going to distress her. There's a lot of the stuff perhaps she already knows or already suspects. And it's just, yeah, it's not going to rock the boat of your relationship in a bad way at all. So that is good knowing. And I think that's also part of why it's safe for you to open up in this relationship. Oh, you said, sorry, was bounced off the internet last 3 minutes. Okay, so basically what I was saying is that your partner, we had with these runes, we had Wunjo for joy, and then we had this one, oh my gosh, the algaes or the algaes, letter Z, that was, now I have to go back. Now I gotta go back and look. It was, oh yeah, protection. That's the protection one, where we kind of figured here and got a clarification here with this protection rune that this being closed off kind of a thing that you've been, you've been dealing with in your relationship. I see where it was a protective measure from some situation you were in the past. And what I was saying is that where you are at now no longer requires this type of response. So it's safe for you to open up. And I'm seeing where your relationship is protected. Your partner is going to have the patience for you. That's kind of where we were at. And we had this with our, what was that? The Iwaz rune. There's Awaz and Iwaz. So this was, this was Iwaz. Yeah, and it was stability, patience, and perseverance. So that's also where we got, it was confirming what we'd seen earlier in the reading where we saw your partner is very patient and is going to be very understanding and supportive during this process with you. So this is looking good. This is looking good for you. We're going to pull a Moonology for you. Okay, we got your hard work is paying off. So I can understand where the healing, whatever healing work that you've been doing lately, I see where it is very difficult. Healing can be, we always want to think of healing as like rainbows and unicorn farts and glitter and stuff. But sometimes it is actually really, really hard. But it's going to be worth it. This healing work you're doing is paying off and it is going to be worth it. It's going to be very beneficial to you. And then Spirit wants me to look at the end of the back of the deck, and that's the end of the tough cycle approaches. I love that we both have these Capricorns. We have new moon in Capricorn and full moon in Capricorn. And again, I'm not an astrologer, but there could be something about Capricorn season. I think that's coming up in the new year. I'm pretty sure that's like January. That could be very significant. So maybe this is where, maybe around January, like early 2025-ish is when you start maybe feeling more comfortable opening up to your partner. And maybe that's when you start feeling safer. So yeah, these are really great cards for you. I'm very happy. This is good news for you. So it seems like you're in a good relationship. You've got a good person. And you are a good person and you've got a good person. So I'm happy for you. So I hope that message helped. We're going to go ahead and, we're going to go ahead and put all these back. And then we're going to move on to our next reading. Oh, good. I'm really, really glad that helped you. Okay, so our next reading is for Brenda. And Brenda is asking for a message from her father, but also from her angels. Angels? I feel like there are multiple angels that are willing to work with you here, Brenda. So, message from your father. Okay. And let's see. And he is on the other side, correct? If I remember correctly, I think you've told me that before. I just want to double check. You're saying my angels must think I am crazy. Girl, same. My angels probably see me and go, oh my God, what are you doing? Oh, okay, all right. She's good, she's good. Let her cook. Okay, all right, you're fine, but girl, you're weird. My angel's probably saying that to me. Yeah, okay, yeah, he is on the other side. I do have, cutting the deck, we have 3 of Swords and 3 of Pentacles. I'm not sure how long ago he passed, but I do see that there was grief you've been dealing with over the last 3 years, and just missing him. And he sees that, and he sees you, and he's saying he's there to dry your tears. He's showing me an image from, you must have been very little, because I just see this little girl was outside in the garden, and she fell, and she hurt her knee, and it really hurt. So this little girl is crying, and, you know, comes running to daddy for help. And he's like, oh, okay, all right, you know, and sits with you, puts you up on his knee, and like cleans up the scrape and wipes the tears out of your eyes and off of your cheek, and explains that it's okay, that, yep, sometimes this stuff happens and it does hurt, but it'll get better. And he's saying that, like, grief and like the wound, the scrape is not on your knee, but necessarily, but this time it's like in your heart, where he's like, it's okay, this will get better. And he's like, he's here to take care of you. So yeah, he sees that. He sees that you miss him, and something he wants you to know is that he doesn't take it personally. So I don't know if that's something you're worried about, like, you know, you missing him instead of, because I know some people say, oh, well, why are you sad when you should appreciate the time you had together and know that he's in heaven and that things are better, etc., etc. Well, because that's just not how human emotions work. And so he doesn't take it personally that you miss him, even though you also know and accept that on the other side, he is in a safe and good place. So let's see. What other kind of messages does he have for you? You're saying he was a character. Okay, there's something here about not bothering with people who don't have your best interest at heart. So we have the 7 of Swords. There's like not bothering with them, like the gossipers, and this is literally like she's like gonna stab them in the back, these girls. And a message from him I'm saying is like, no, they're not worth your time. You're worth much more than this. It's okay to just drop those kinds of people. Like, you don't owe them. I'm hearing something about you don't owe them nothing. Like, you can just drop them and I'm seeing something about drop them like a bag of hot rocks. I don't know if that's a saying he used, but drop them like a bag of hot rocks. Because it's like, it's just weighing you down. Whatever their influence or, you know, their influence on you is, that's hurting you. More swords here, and then I also had a 7 of Cups come out. We'll get to this in a minute, but with 4 of Swords, yeah, he wants you to just make sure you're taking time for yourself, to take care of yourself. He's doing the dad thing, okay? So it doesn't matter, like, how old you get or how old your kids grow up. It doesn't even matter if, like, that you've passed away and have gone to the other side. Like, to him, he's like, no, I'm still her dad. This is what he's telling to me. He's like, no, I'm still her dad. He's going to keep doing the dad thing. He wants to make sure you're getting enough sleep. Yeah, that's a huge thing. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. He's showing me another image from, like, maybe childhood. This could be an actual memory. This could just be something he's showing me so that I understand. Where he comes to check on you at night to make sure you're not still up reading books when you should be sleeping. And so yeah, he's like, if I could do that, I would go into her room. I would go and check on her and make sure she's sleeping. But it's out of concern, of course. It's not to, okay, no, you need to keep on my routine here so you're not tired for school or whatever. It's like, no, this time it's like to make sure that you're staying in good health. And then we have 7 of Cups, something about like a confusion here emotionally. I'm going to just do a clarification. Okay, so wondering if somebody is like manipulating you. He's going to help you with like that discernment, or whether somebody has your best interest at heart. Okay, I see that, where he's, and he wants me to show you this Two of Cups on the bottom of the deck, where he's like, I'm going to help you see who your friends are. I'm going to help you to see who's good for you, and I'm going to help you to weed out the bad ones. So that could be something that you are maybe, you know, you're dealing with. Like, is this person actually being nice to me, or are they just manipulating me? He's going to come in and help you, give you that discernment of, oh, you know what? That person, yeah, she is okay. Or like, this person, nah, don't trust him. Yeah, wants you to listen to your gut feeling, because your gut feelings are correct. He just wants to encourage you to not doubt yourself or second guess yourself and your intuition. But he is also going to be there to make sure that he helps you, or, you know, helps the correct messages to get through. Yeah. Okay. And then we're going to just see, do we have any messages from your angels? I just have an image of it does look like an older man. I'm not sure how old he was when he passed, but I do see he's just appearing as somebody who looks to be in their 40s or 50s. And I do see this, like, this older man. He's got quite a nice shirt. Very smart. Is now in Canada, when somebody's looking good, we usually don't say they're smart, but I know if you're from the UK, that is, like, from what I understand, that's quite common lingo over there. He's like in his smartest, like, shirt or jacket or something like that, and he's like, I don't know why he's showing me that, but like that he's in good health now where he is, and that he feels good. He feels like his best. Okay, so you're saying he was old when he passed. Okay, so yeah, he's feeling like he's in his prime, and perhaps in his 40s or 50s, that early middle age there. Like, that's maybe when he really felt like best about himself. But yeah, he just wants you to know, like, it's okay. And then I'm also seeing this image of him with like angel wings. So like he is one of your angels, because he is just working so closely with you. 101, no way. Wow. Okay, that is fantastic. Good for him. That is absolutely a privilege. It's a privilege to just grow old as it is. But wow, 101. That is amazing. I see why he considers 40 to 50 to be young for him. I see that now. Okay, but let's see. Messages, other messages from your angels that are around you. Oop. Yeah, I have, we're not going to let you suffer. Now, I'm not like 100% sure what your spiritual path or anything looks like, or what kind of religion maybe that you come from or were raised in, but I am, for some reason, being reminded of, it's from the Bible. I don't remember exactly which verse, but I think it's from Jeremiah, and it's, I know the plans I have for you, plans for your well-being and not for trouble, and plans to give you a future and a hope. That's what's come in. That's a huge message, is like your angels are saying, we know the plans we have. We know the plans. We know the divine plan, and it's okay. They don't want to give you too many spoilers, but they do want you to know that there are good things ahead. Yeah, to give you a future and a hope. I haven't heard that Bible verse in a very long time. I was raised Christian, and I'm not necessarily Christian anymore. I do still have respect for the teachings, though. And a lot of times when I do readings and stuff, like, Spirit does give me references to not just Christianity, but there are other spiritual and religious texts and stuff too that can help. If that, whatever it is that resonates with the person I'm reading for. And then what else do we have? Yep, Wheel of Fortune, where it's like, no, it's okay. Good things are coming. Good things are coming. I love seeing this. And there's something about one, she's got 3 fingers up. I'm seeing 3 chips and I'm seeing like 1, 2, 3, go. So there's some kind of like a really good, something's coming that's really good for you, good fortune. And then we have the Emperor here on the bottom. And this is the, in this case, it's father, because in the tarot, it's husband or dad. And I mean, he's your dad. So we're going to just go ahead with that. Where he's like, I'm here. I'm still here. And he's always going to be, he's like, I'm not where you can see me right now, but I'm always going to be a part of your life and I'm always going to be right here. Something about I'm always going to be like your home base. Like I'm always going to be, yeah, aw. Oh, I'm about to get emotional now. I'm always going to be your home and I'm always going to feel like your home. And when you need to feel safe and secure, you think about me and I will always be your home. Oh, that is just such a sweet message. Okay, I need some water now. That was a beautiful message. I love that. And I get underneath of this chariot, or emperor with chariot, and it's like, you keep going, you keep doing what you're doing. So, runes, volume warning. Okay. We have this one. It looks like Wunjo, but it is actually different. I can't remember what its name is, but we're going to find out in a second here. It is Thursaz, meaning, well, its letter is TH. You know, TH could be significant. Perhaps his name started with a TH or something like that. I'm also getting something about Thursday. There could be something happening on a Thursday that could be significant. Anyway, we have Thorn, Giant is its meaning here. Will, resistance. Luck for protection. Thor, god of thunder. Oh, and Thursday is actually, I think it's supposed to means like Thor's day or whatever. Breaking down the boundaries and force. I think that your dad he is still your protector. He was your protector when you were young and when he was here on Earth, and he's your protector even now. Yeah. Oh, I love this for you. This is good. This is really, really good. Yeah, something about giant. Like when I saw that in the book as a description, it really stuck with me. Something about gentle giant. Maybe he was a big dude, like really tall or just built really big, but he was very sweet. Some kind of gentle giant. But he can... but if somebody was about, if he thought someone was going to harm his kids, then the gentleness, that side of him kind of fell down. And I see where he, very kind and gentle, but when he needed to be tough, he was tough. And that was part of his protective nature. Okay, and I'm getting the image now of bears, which this makes sense, where they love their cubs and they will do anything to protect them, even if it means becoming quite aggressive and dangerous to a perceived threat. Ah, okay. So he's still very much there to protect you. Let's do a Moonology card. Moonology card. Any additional messages or anything? Okay, emotions are running high with Super Moon. Feeling guided to pull another one. There's this particular one. Okay, and there's something about your commitment is being tested. Perhaps this is to do with something you're going through right now. Maybe there's some aspect of your faith that's being tested. Where you're like, okay, well, God, you know what my situation is, so like, where are you? What are you doing? Are you moving in my life? What's going on? And I see where maybe it's something that is very stressful, has caused you to feel a lot of emotions. Perhaps something is very upsetting. But your angels here are saying, no, it's okay. We're still here. We're still here. God's still moving in your life and is still working in your life. It's just right now, it's like there's some kind of like just weathering the storm right now. And like, you know, right now it's tough, but just sit tight because you're going to start seeing the changes and seeing the work that we're doing in the background. That makes sense. So whatever it is Spirit's doing in the background just hasn't materialized yet. But it will soon. And they're like, it's okay, just sit tight. We're still here. Okay. So I hope that was helpful to you. I'm going to put these back into the deck. We're going to go to our second last reading here on the list, and that was for Nanette, if she is still in the chat watching. This will be your reading, Nanette. Nanette was asking about her coin purse that went missing, and if that was going to come back, and then any other info from her guides. Okay, let's see. So for Nanette, and of course, if she is not here, and for anybody that I've read for who couldn't stick around for the whole, we're 2.5 hours in. For people who couldn't stick around for the whole thing, that's okay. You know, that's why we have a replay option for these live streams once they're done. You can always go back through and skip to the end. One of these days I should put timestamps. But we're going to see about that. If I remember to do that, I can start doing that. So Nanette is looking for her change purse or coin purse that went missing. Is it going to come back? Let's just see what's going on here. Moon and strength. You might dream about where... Interesting. Oh, Brenda, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Interesting. I don't get the feeling that it was stolen, which is kind of what I wondered when you first brought that up in the chat. But I don't think it was necessarily stolen. I think it just was like misplaced. And I'm seeing here with this moon and the strength card is like you're going to have a dream or something about finding it somewhere. And then when you actually go to look for it, it will be there or it will be close by with that strength card. I do see that. So are you gonna get it back? It was misplaced. Are you gonna get it back? If we were to do timing, perhaps in the next like 8 days. Let's see if we can get an idea of where it is. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, High Priestess. I think Queen of Pentacles, I feel like this is you, Nanette. High Priestess. Okay, Secret. Information, Eight of Swords, stuck. Okay, I'm going to share with you what I am seeing with like my mind's eye here. I think it is somewhere like in your house. It's either like in your house or in your, like at your work or something. It's somewhere where you are all the time. And it's with the stuck, like it's fallen behind something and gotten stuck. I don't think it was stolen. I think it literally... like it could be stuck between the wall and a dresser or something like that. Could be just, it's in a place where you wouldn't normally see it and you wouldn't normally look or maybe be able to reach it otherwise. Clarify this, High Priestess. Magician. Materializing what? And then Knight of Pentacles. So I think there's still the money. The money's still in there. I really don't see it being stolen at all. I think Spirit might be able to help you to find it. And then, yeah, it's like your money's still there. So that's a good sign. So it's at home or it's at work or something. It's because that's what I'm getting. That's why I think it's one of those two things. Because what I am getting is that it's someplace where you are all the time. And you're quite comfortable and familiar with, and you would know the layout of, and yeah, it's like fallen behind and gotten stuck somewhere. Very, very interesting. You know what? I love doing readings like this. I don't often get like questions like this very much. So that's kind of fun. I enjoy that. Let's see. Okay, let's just see any runes or anything extra messages for you, Nanette. Let's see. We have this, I cannot remember what this one's called. Oh, the Kenaz room. Letter K. Maybe letter K is significant in some way to you or your situation here. Meaning beacon or torch, creativity, awakening, growth, opening, illumination. Okay, so I think what's getting my attention here is that word illumination, because I'm seeing a spotlight. Yeah, I'm seeing some kind of like a spotlight being shown on its location and where it is. I think you will find it. I'm not sure when. I didn't get anything about when. Perhaps in the next 8 days. I guess we did get something about that. Like found very quickly. Or maybe you have multiple people kind of looking for it and someone goes, "Hey, how did it end up back here?" Yeah, but I do see that perhaps being found. Okay. And then we're going to pull Moonology for you. Okay, new moon in Scorpio. It is Scorpio season. I don't know when the new moon is supposed to be. We did just have a new moon, I think, but excuse me. I'm going to just look this up real quick. The next new moon. Is that, I wonder if that is in the next like 8 days. When is the next new moon? Oh, okay, so not 8 days. The next new moon will occur around December 1st. Okay. So anyways, but still, it could be, between next week and December 1st. I don't know, but now we have work through your fears. Okay, is this related to the coin purse or is this related to something else, Spirit? This is extra advice, Spirit saying. Okay, this may not be related to the coin purse then. Work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. Okay, so there could be something that's coming up around that 1st of December, that new moon time. Bottom of the deck, we have a personal issue reaches resolution. So this is something that's separate from the coin purse being gone. There's something else, Spirit saying. This is extra information. Work through your fears and a personal issue reaches resolution. So there could be something coming up, like I said, around that 1st of December you could be worrying about. And Spirit's like, no, it's okay. We don't actually need to worry about that because whatever it is, you will figure it out and it will be done and over with before you know it. Maybe there's some kind of like a medical appointment or procedure or something you need that you're a little worried about. Maybe your appointment is, the 1st is a Sunday, but it could be like the day after, or I don't know. Again, these are just examples, but it's something coming up around that time you're worried about, and Spirit's like, no, don't worry about it. We'll have this done and over with very, very soon. Okay. So that's what I have for you, Nanette. I hope that was helpful. I'm going to go ahead and put these back, and then we are going to jump into our final reading, and that is for Kenai 89. So I'm going to put these back in the deck. I'm going to go ahead and put these away. This over here. Okay, so Kenai 89 says in the chat, she says, I applied for some government contract. Waiting for a reply for a while. Will I get a definite work offer this year, or should I give up? I worked very hard on this. Okay. Also, thank you for your patience being the last reading of the stream. I know that is sometimes hard because like today we're going on almost 3 hours, and sometimes my stream is an hour, sometimes we're 3 hours, and either way that's quite a while to wait for when you're at the bottom of the queue. So again, thank you for your patience. Being at the bottom of the queue obviously was nothing personal. I just put stuff in the queue in the order in which I see it. Okay. So can I 89? Oops, I bumped my camera. Will you get a definite work offer this year? What can we know about that? All right. Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, Queen of Wands, Tower. We'll get to those in a second. Okay. I'm wondering if you need to work on something else in the meantime. I see Eight of Cups where it's like you're walking away from something that is like it's been stressful for you. It's been emotionally draining. I can understand waiting for a response and not getting it. I see where that is very stressful, where that can be very draining. Knight of Pentacles, this is like taking on some other work, some kind of like regular work here. Okay. Yeah, there may be some other type of, and I know you mentioned contract, maybe you are self-employed then, if you're like working on based on contracts and stuff, but correct me if I am wrong for sure. But I do see here, like with the Queen of Wands and the Tower, I do see where this particular government contract, it would be very, yeah, I think it would be very life-changing in certain ways. I could see perhaps financially could be very life-changing. Some kind of like maybe the way that they want you to work for them, it would really change up your routine and your daily functioning. In the meantime, I am seeing keep working on, like there are other projects that you have or that will be made available to you. I'm seeing like creative works that you'll be able to still do. Yeah, so in the meantime, just keep working on like other things that you have on your agenda. Okay. Actually, before I go into these, I'm going to ask Spirit why it's taken them so long to like get back to you. Oh, it's not just you they're taking a while to get back to. Okay, something about Four of Pentacles, security clearance, and then the Lovers, someone they can work very closely with. I think they're just taking their time vetting all of the applicants and like running background checks and things like that on each applicant. And I see that that is actually taking quite a while. I'm going to read these a little bit out of order. I feel like I need to do that. Empress is about, well, there's growth. Again, I've mentioned this in other readings. Her book says Recipes for Success. Where I think what you've come up with so far, because I do see that you did, like you had a proposal here. Whatever it is that you've contributed so far, they like it. And I think they do see your potential here with that Empress. They're also trying to vet which applicants are going to want to commit long term, because whatever this contract is would take a while. I think it would keep you quite busy, and yeah, I see this, busy for quite a while. And so they're looking for somebody that is going to be able to commit to that, make that time commitment. Perhaps that change to, like we had with that tower, willing to maybe change up their routine. Maybe you need to be available to be contacted at certain hours of the day, or maybe you are going to be communicating with somebody in different time zones. So if they call you, maybe for them it's 12 o'clock, noon, and then for you it could be like 8 or 9 o'clock. And so they want somebody who's going to be able to sort of adjust their schedule around that a little bit. Queen of Swords, this is a person. This is somebody who is like reviewing like the application or the proposal that you sent. And they're weeding out. Yeah, I see this. Okay, so she's the one that's kind of going through and being like, okay, there's somebody that we could contact. Okay, we're going to weed out this person, not them. There's somebody we can contact. Okay, we're going to keep this person's info on file. And I think you're one of those people where she's like, I think we're going to, because I think she likes what you've submitted so far. And she's like, okay, I think we're going to keep this person in mind. There's something about like your intelligence that really does appeal to her. So let's get more info. Let's ask Spirit, are you going to hear from them within the year? Because we did see work on something else for now. So when might you hear from them? Okay. We had Queen of Cups. We're going to put her back. Whoop. Oh, okay. She fell out again. Queen of Cups, 10 of Cups. 10 months. And this could be 10 months from the time that you have applied. And then Queen is 13. So I see this. I see what this is taking a while. Yeah. So 10 to 13 months, I think, from the time you applied and she reviewed your information here or your proposal. Okay. So maybe that's why it's work on something else in the meantime. We're going to do runes. So volume warning. Woo! I had something fall out on the floor, but it didn't come up with anything. Okay, we had our, I think that was IWAS. That was letter Z. That was something. We're going to just go ahead and quickly look through here. Oh, it was the algaes, and that was letter Z. Protection, awakening, shield, defense. Without getting into, maybe there's some confidentiality here, but if it's a government contract, it could be something like Ministry of Defense or something like that. Government official notice saying they will submit the contract and payment by the end of this year, 2024. Okay, interesting. But I'm seeing here where like, yeah, protected, defended. So maybe, yeah, a lot of like security. There are a lot of security layers, and this could be part of why it's taking so long. We have the Hagalaz, H, disruption, wild power, change, disruptive weather, uncontrolled forces. This is not a bad thing, but it is going along with that tower where this contract would be a huge change for you. So it's like you would have to be prepared to have your routine completely uprooted. We also have the Dagaz rune, letter D. That could be significant, day or dawn, breakthrough, awakening, awareness, prosperity. Ooh, power to change the self. I'm seeing still awakening or prosperity. So I'm not sure how long ago you applied. D, December could be. And again, like I said, I'm not sure how long ago you applied, but it was like 10 to 13 months from the time that you initially applied, you would hear back. So we're going to do immunology for you. Oop, bumped my camera. But in the meantime, it's just like keep working on other things in the meantime. Because, yeah, they're doing a lot of work in the background, but keep just to keep yourself busy for now with other things. Okay, we got work through your fears. I see where it is a very long process. I see the deadline was 11 months ago. Okay. And then we did have that queen is like 13 months, 10 to 13 months. I see, yeah, very long process. I see that they're going to be really taking their time looking through everyone, all their applications. Work through your fears. There's something about maybe you're wondering if you are good enough or smart enough or, you know, talented enough to get this and have this happen. And it's like, yes, you are. You are enough. There's this working through your fears of not being taken care of not having your needs met. And Spirit's like, don't worry, we are taking care of you. We are going to meet your needs. Yeah. In the meantime, just keep busy doing other stuff like I've been saying here and just work through it. I think you will eventually hear back from them. But yeah, this has been a long process and you've been very patient. So I hope that was a helpful reading to you. I am going to have to jump off stream though, you guys. I do have some things I need to do today. But I'll be back next week. And if you want to book a reading, the link will be in the description, calendly.com/wildrosetc. And with that, you guys, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Okay? All right. See ya.